Totally, but I have bad credit anyways. Oh, she has a bad credit. It's crazy. Uh, Anyone want to talk about XRP? Anybody? Anybody out there? Let's talk about XRP. Anybody see this? Hello? It's a beautiful day outside. Anyone want to talk about XRP? Anybody? Anybody want to learn about XRP? Anybody want me to share some knowledge about XRP? Well, I don't know how to do all that. Hmm. I'm not getting an audience. I guess I didn't follow the instructions on how to bring in a lot of people. Maybe I should be like the digital asset investor and talk about my son's baseball. Or maybe I should be like Crypto Erie and talk about Chinese artifacts. I always enjoyed those videos. Um, or maybe I should be like XRP Veil. God, Where to start with that guy? Sits on chat and is like, I'm not fucking leaving until everybody hits the like button. You better hit the like button. I'm not going to give no information. I'm not going to talk about what everybody already knows until you hit the like button. Oh, excuse my French. We're not supposed to curse on here. Who else? Who else is there? There's 24-hour crypto. Ladies and gentlemen, smash that like button because we're about to go deep. We're about to go real deep. Ladies and gentlemen, hit that like button. If you do the math, ladies and gentlemen, smash that like button. I like that guy. He's funny. Who else is there? There's Mr. Golds. I like Mr. Golds. I don't know where he's been. He left. I don't know. He started talking about XRP for a while, and then he left. I don't know what happened. Something serious must have happened. I mean, he was the only guy. I kind of respected him. Like he was the only guy that came out and was like, "This is financial advice. Buy XRP." Like he was the only one that I know of that would actually come out on YouTube and say, "Hey, buy XRP." Everybody else you listen to, they're like, "Oh, this is not financial advice. Do your own research." Um, yeah. Anyway, I like Digital's perspectives. He's good. What can I say about him? I'm trying to think. What's Digital Perspective say? Oh, we got a good one for you, ladies and gentlemen. You ain't gonna want to miss this. You're not gonna want to miss this, ladies and gentlemen. And then you've got Digital Outlook, that guy right there. Something just ain't right with him. Something's just kind of leery with him because, and I don't know. Don't get me wrong. Maybe he invested a better way than I did. But just to give you some insight, um, so I started investing in XRP back at the end of 2017. I had heard of it right as 2018 was coming up. And I think XRP was like at $2.15 or something like that, you know. And I read about the technology. I seen what they were trying to accomplish. So I invested. I bought at like $2.15, and of course, I wasn't very knowledgeable about the charts and how the charts work. And XRP started plummeting, right? But I was such a big believer in XRP that I didn't sell none. I still have all of the XRP that I've ever bought. Um, I just believe in that technology. Um, so you know, at 215, I felt like XRP was cheap. It's like really cheap. Because I was like, I was watching the videos on Bitcoin and what they're trying to do, and I was like, man, XRP is going to take over Bitcoin because I'm 45 and I lived through the dot-com boom. And I saw how, well, I saw how the two guys that were invented Napster. I seen how they were file sharing music, and back in the day, you could get online and you could file share music off of Napster, right? Well, I was going to a site called BearShare. You could download a bunch of music, and you were downloading off of these users on the internet off of this BearShare, and and the problem with it was that these two guys, they created this file sharing music, but they were circumventing government laws, they were circumventing trade laws. copyright laws. They ended up going bankrupt, right? Because they got sued by artists and all kinds of people. They got sued, and the uh, the uh, the company ended up going bankrupt. Well, you had other companies like Amazon, Spotify. Uh, they recognized the technology, and so they said, "Hey, look, we're going to do it right. We're going to work with governments. We're going to work with the artists," and they became successful working with law and with regulation. And so when I saw Ripple and I saw XRP and what they were trying to accomplish, I was like, this is something. So I started buying. I was like, okay, they're going to make payments, cross-border payments, instant, right? And so I started researching, and of course, the more I researched, the more intrigued I got, the more convinced I am that this is the new technology that's coming up. Like the 3T Warrior says on YouTube, go check his video out. He says, God, what does he say? He says, trying to think. Sorry, had a little too much to drink on the weekend. Anyway, so the 3T Warrior says, don't believe a word I say. Do the research. And so anyway, aside from all that, Ripple's technology, they're going to make real-time payments instant, right? And like Brad Garlinghouse said, and for a lot of people that don't understand it, Brad Garlinghouse says, I can send money from here to China, right? The fastest way for me to send money from here to China is to load up a bunch of cash dollars in a suitcase, get on an airplane and fly it over and hand it to the recipient. Well, I really didn't understand that, right? I didn't understand that concept. And I was like, what? What do you mean? So I started researching it, and you come across like pre-funding, and you're like, okay, well, what is pre-funding? Okay, then you find out that banks, they pre-fund money. So if you ever go to your bank account, you see that your bank account says pending. So if I send money, let's just say that I even use my PayPal account, right? And I send money to X. A sends money to X. Well, in my bank account, it says pending because it hasn't been verified yet. Yeah, X got the money. It's showing in X's account, right? And they can pull the money out and they can do whatever they want with it. But the reality of it is, it hasn't been verified yet. And that's the reason that your bank account says pending, right? And then once your bank account clears, then that's when you know the money's good. And there are some cases where even after the bank says the money's good and that you're clear to pull your money out, because if you go right now, right, somebody sends you a check and it's in your name, so you're thinking it's legit. So you put the check in the bank, right? You get the little plastic tube and you put the check in there and you send it to the bank. You say, hey, I want to deposit this in my checking account. So you put it in there, and the banks, through the little plastic tube, they send you back. You pull out the receipt, and the receipt says, on the receipt, it says, money will not be available for 3 to 5 business days, right? Okay. Well, after 3 to 5 business days, your money's cleared. It shows in your account. Well, even though it's shown in your account, it's still not available. It's not. It's still not real, right? Because by law, right, the government tells these banks, hey, by law, you have to pre-fund this money to your customer. So the money's not really there. You think it's there, but it's not really there. So what ends up happening is you get deceived. The bank, by law, by government law, the banks have to pre-fund the money. And so they pre-fund that money, and your account says the money's good. You pull that money out. 3 months later, the bank finds out that the check that you deposited wasn't good. The bank retracts that money from your account. How deceptive is that, right? I mean, how deceptive is that? That is crazy, right? But Ripple, the company, recognized Bitcoin's technology, right? So Bitcoin, if y'all don't know, so Bitcoin, hey, there's some kids playing softball. So Bitcoin, they've come up with, there's this imaginary character named Satoshi Nakamoto, and supposedly this is this mathematical genius that was mad at the world for the government's creating wars or what have you, and people are dying, innocent lives are being taken for no reason, for money, right? Government's making money off of these wars. So they're upset, so they create Bitcoin to get governments out of money, out of creating wars and killing people, which that's a legitimate reason. I mean, I could side with that, right? I mean, that's, human life is important, and people just creating wars out of nowhere for nothing it's just ridiculous and shouldn't be done. So he created this Bitcoin. He created this blockchain technology. Supposedly, nobody can shut the blockchain down. Which I'm here to tell you that I went to college for programming, and I've learned about Cisco routers and networking and all that. And I don't care what you say. The blockchain can be shut down if they wanted to. Tomorrow, they could shut the blockchain down. If they really wanted to, they could go and shut the blockchain down. Your bank right now, you got $100,000 in your bank account, right? Okay. Your bank account, you're going to wipe that money out. They could just, and it's all electronic. It's electric. They could just, you've got zero in your account. You go to log in, check your account, you're like, what the hell? They can do it. They can do it. People say they can't. People say they can't shut the blockchain down. I'm 45 years old. There's nothing in this world that cannot be altered. I can alter this hat. I can alter this shirt. I can alter anything in this world. I can alter the blockchain. I can alter this computer. I can melt gold. I can melt silver. Anything can be altered. If they want to, anything can be altered. Banks can take your money. Banks can wipe your account clean. Everything's electronic anyway. People say, oh, I got to have the dollar. Oh, I can touch the dollar. I can touch gold. I can touch this and that. You put it in the bank account, they can wipe it. They can clear it clean. Doesn't matter. So when I saw this XRP technology coming up, XRP is going to eliminate pre-funding. This is the bottom line. XRP is going to eliminate pre-funding. And if you're not aware of what pre-funding is, well, pre-funding is basically the banks being controlled by government. Government says, hey, this person deposited a check, even though it hasn't been verified and checked yet. You must, by law, put the money in their account. 6 months later, they can come back and say, hey, that money was never cleared. That money wasn't clear. So we're taking the money back. So if you took that money out, right? If you took that money out of the account, then they could just put negative. Like, say somebody sends you $10,000, right? You think it's legit. The bank says it's clear, and they're showing that you have $10,000 available, and you pull the money out, and you send it somewhere, or you go and spend it, or whatever you want to do with it, right? The bank can come back and they can put negative $10,000 in your account, and they can say that check wasn't legit. Now, that's a problem. XRP eliminates that. XRP will not allow people to be taken advantage of. XRP corrects that problem. People that are in the banking system, people that have checking accounts, have been taken advantage of by people like Jamie Dimon. XRP eliminates pre-funding. It's instant. It's on-demand liquidity. XRP is going to be the future. All right? It eliminates pre-funding. If you don't understand pre-funding, you need to go look it up and see how the banks are crooked. The banks pre-fund money to their customers. And if that money wasn't cleared, they take it back. And it could take up to 2 months, 3 months for that check to be verified. XRP is going to eliminate SWIFT. Okay? And that's why I've invested in XRP, because XRP is going to be the future. So you've got till June 13th if you want to invest in XRP, because they're no longer going to be selling it, because XRP was meant for institutions. It wasn't meant for people like us, right? I bought a lot of it back in 2017, 2018, 19, 20. I've been accumulating XRP because I saw the technology. I saw what it's doing. I saw how the banks are crooked, how the banks will deceive you. And I'll give you a little story, right? So I moved out of my apartment into my wife's apartment that she had, long story. And when I moved in over there, I had to do an address change. So I called the bank and I told them, I said, hey, I need to do an address change. And the bank teller tells me, she says, oh, okay, sir. Well, you can't do it right now. It's going to take this amount of time because you just moved and what have you. And this is for your security. This is for your security. And I said, really? I said, that's for my security? I said, if it's for my security, then why did you guys leave me vulnerable and took money from my account that was cleared? You said it was cleared in my account, but you took money from it. And the lady, she looked up my account and everything, and she saw what happened, and she goes, oh, I'm so sorry, sir. I didn't know. I didn't know that you had that. Who is this? You, Kuba, how much do you think I should buy and just let it sit? Okay. So let me put that's. Well, I don't even need to reply. So Yukuba, I buy as much as you want, guy. Buy as much as you want. Right now, XRP or Bitcoin's at what, like 27,000? I think Bitcoin is a scam. I think they're going to end up going bankrupt, just like Napster did. I would say as much as you could buy. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose, obviously. I'm not saying you're going to lose it. I really, with all my heart, I don't think you're going to lose it. I've invested a lot, over 10,000 in XRP throughout since 2018. But my belief is that XRP is going to be bigger than Bitcoin. Well, what Bitcoin is right now. So if you're looking at Bitcoin right now and it's at 27,000, how many do you need to own to be a millionaire, right? Maybe $100. Put $100 in. You know, and if you go and look at these Bitcoin maxis, what's that guy's name? Carl the Moon and his buddy that are making fun of XRP. His buddy makes a video and he says, if I had any advice for you, buy one freaking Bitcoin because it can change your life. And that's true. I mean, it changed a lot of people's lives, but it's not going to be the winner. It's just not. So my advice, if you can afford it, buy $100. If you can afford 5,000, buy 5,000. But whatever you can afford, because a little more knowledge on XRP is just like Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin has 1 million Satoshis in each Bitcoin. And so it can be subdivided into little increments or what have you. So you've got like 0.000001 Satoshi in a Bitcoin, right? Well, you've also got 1 million drops in every XRP. So in every XRP is just like a Bitcoin. So soon after this lawsuit and everything happens, it's going to be just like Bitcoin. Like people right now, they can't afford to buy a Bitcoin for $27,000. So people are going to be literally buying fractions of an XRP, right? Just to try to accumulate like they're doing with Bitcoin right now. Soon, you're not going to be able to afford one XRP. You're gonna have to start buying drops, if that makes sense. I mean, you can look it up on Google and research a little bit more. But whatever you can afford, I recommend you buy it. I mean, even if that's just one XRP. And right now, XRP is really cheap. It's like at 54 cents. I was buying it when it was at 19 cents. You know, I was buying a lot because I saw the technology. And like the digital asset investor, I watch a lot of the digital asset investor. That guy is really knowledgeable about XRP. If you want to go back and watch his videos, if you think that the world governments, and I'm not talking about the United States governments or Russia governments or Canada governments or Africa governments. I'm talking about the world governments who are talking. They all communicate with each other, right? If you think that they're going to give up control of money without it being regulated, without knowing where the majority of it's going, right? Because there has to be control. They want to know, are we killing people with drugs? You know, are we allowing lions and tigers and bears to just go free on the road because people are buying it? If you think that the government is going to allow people to just have control of money without them being involved, you're living in a fantasy. You're literally living in a fantasy. Our world governments will roll tanks out on the street, like Digital Asset Investor explains. They will roll tanks out on the streets with machine guns, the technology that people haven't even seen yet, that nobody even knows about. They will roll it out in the street to keep control. People have to be controlled, right? So there has to be regulation. There has to be control. There has to be safety. And Bitcoin right now doesn't have any of that. Well, I take that back. They're saying it doesn't have any control. But like Brad Garlinghouse has mentioned in some of his videos, it's absolutely regulated. You have to fill out a KYC, a know your customer. You have to give them your license. You have to give them your information before you can even purchase any of this stuff. So it's controlled. All digital assets are regulated and controlled. XRP is going to be the number one, in my opinion. It's going to be the number one digital asset. And I see XRP being like Microsoft, if you will. If you go back to the 1990s, you had Yahoo. Brad Garlinghouse was one of the first original members of Yahoo. If you go back and do that research, if you haven't known, the man's worth $4.2 billion or $2.4 billion. He was one of the first original members of Yahoo, right? So if you go back to those days, Yahoo, I don't know if you're as old as me, I'm 45. If you go back, we used to get on Yahoo to get on little chats, and you could chat to people all around the world, right? So you could talk to people everywhere, but you couldn't make this website talk to this website. You know, only way that you could talk to certain people was from this website to this website. Then Bill Gates came along. Bill Gates created the Interledger, right? Okay. When he created the Interledger, he allowed MSN to talk to Yahoo, Yahoo talk to Google, all the websites, all the internet. It had all these streets, and now they're all crossing, and they can all talk to each other, right? So I remembered that when I was young. What I see right now with digital assets is XRP is the Bill Gates of the future, right? XRP is going to create that highway for digital assets. JP Morgan, he created the JPM coin because he was threatened by what XRP has created, right? David Schwartz has a patent from the 1980s. David Schwartz, the chief cryptography officer for CTO. He's the chief technology officer of Ripple. He created a patent for digital technology back in 1980s, the late 1980s. Can you imagine that? The information, the technology, the knowledge that man had back in the late 1980s, that's crazy to think about. He's got a patent on it where nobody can touch it. XRP is going to be something. XRP is going to take over. It's crazy to think about. So he's got that patent. XRP is going to make money move the way that we move information. I can send a text message from here to China, right? Well, and it gets there instantly. But if I send money from here to China, there's no telling when it'll clear. Especially if I send a bogus check. If I send a bogus check over from here to China, the bank by law has to pre-fund it, right? So they pre-fund the money to the customer. In 3 to 5 business days, his bank account clears. But they could come back like a month, 2 months later and say, hey, that money was no good. We're taking it back. That's the power of this technology. This technology is going to allow people to send money real time and for cheap. I send my brother-in-law in Mexico, I send him money. And when I send him money through like MoneyGram and stuff, it costs me like $20. Well, I can, with XRP, with the Zoom app, I can send it to him for pennies on a dollar, right? And it's instant. He gets it instantly. That's the power of this technology. This technology is going to change the world. It's going to change the world. So to answer your question, how much do you think I should buy and just let it sit? What can you afford? You know, don't invest more than what you can afford. Whatever you can afford. But you better hurry. I'm telling you right now, you better hurry. Because if you Google right now, or if you get on, I don't know if you have one of those Hey Googles, and ask them, hey Google, ask them this specific question. Say, hey Google, XRP price. It's going to tell you. XRP price is at 40. What is it at? Is at 54 cents. And then it's going to specifically tell you that XRP will not be available after 6/13. Now, why is that? Because after 6/13, in my opinion, I think the Ripple lawsuit, I think it's going to be over. And I think retail investors like myself, we're not going to be allowed to buy XRP anymore. Like at that point, it transitions over to the institutions, right? So now Ripple is going to be selling the XRP to people like Chase, JP Diamond, Bank of America, Amazon. They're going to be selling it to all these big institutions, right? So like people like me and you, we're going to be cut out. Like we're not going to be able to buy it. And I think once Judge Torres makes that ruling, that's it, man. That is it. The price right now is at 54 cents. It's gone. It is gone. The price is going to be gone. It's going to go to double digits. Then it's going to rise up again. It's going to go to triple digits. It's the Microsoft. It's the Microsoft of this new technology. So whatever you can afford, man, buy it and go to Uphold. Go to Uphold. I bought from Coinbase before. Back in the 2017, I was buying it Coinbase, but they delisted it. And I felt like that was wrong. You know, it's like you're guilty until proven innocent. I don't like that. You know, you're innocent until proven guilty. And Uphold has never, they've never like said, hey, we're halting XRP or anything like that. They said, hey, you're innocent until proven guilty. Court case ain't over. Uphold's still been selling it. But I have a feeling that at 6/13, mark my words, 6/13, if you have the opportunity right now, go to Uphold, sign an account up, buy some XRP. It'll be the best thing that you ever did in your life, and you'll thank me. You'll come back and thank me. Honestly. You have any more questions or anything? I appreciate you asking me that question. Did I explain it well enough, or I'll wait for you for a second? Well, anyway, I appreciate you asking me that question, and I hope that answered you. But yeah, XRP is going to be the future. They're gonna play a big part, and the more research you do, you have 2,500 coins now. What coins do you own? Well, you have 25 XR. You have 2,500 XRP. 25 is good. You're in the top 10%, I think. And I don't think that's changed. If you, yeah, that's awesome, man. 2,500. That's good. You're good. You are rich, brother. You are rich. And I firmly believe that because you know, you look at the what is it, the XRP millionaire chart, or the holdings and everything, you're in the top 10%. So yeah, that's good. If you can afford to buy more power to you. Buy more. My wife got kind of mad at me. I was buying the crap out of it. Every time it would dip, I would just buy more, you know. And she got kind of mad, so I cut out on buying. You know, I was going crazy, but yeah, we're gonna be rich. I'm telling you. XRP is the Microsoft. Anybody that doesn't believe it, I challenge them. I challenge them to tell me why. You know, because I see all these people that are like Bitcoin maxis and stuff. Yeah, Bitcoin's at what, 27,000, but it's subject to fall at any moment. I mean, because it really has no value. I mean, yeah, it's comparable to gold, but nah, it's I don't know. I think our governments are lying I think it's all a show. Like they're saying, um, uh, Bitcoin, and like Jay Clayton was saying, Bitcoin and Ethereum are not securities. How could you say it's not a security? If you go to an ATM over here in the United States, I don't know where you're from, but if you go to a Bitcoin ATM machine over here in the United States, it's going to say on the machine, it's going to say, enter your money, and for this amount, you pay this percentage to me, and I will give you Bitcoin. Well, that right there contradicts the Howey test, right? Because you're giving a product in the expectation of an exchange for a profit, right? So that right there, Bitcoin is a security. I don't care what anybody says, Bitcoin's a security. And they say it can't be tracked. Absolutely, it can be tracked. You're filling out any exchange you go to, you have to fill out a KYC, right? A know your customer. So when you fill out that information and you buy Bitcoin, it's tracked. It's all tracked. So to me, like this whole scheme, it's all a scheme. This whole narrative that people are putting out there, Max Kaiser and who's that other guy? Oh, what is his name? The one that says, he comes out a lot and he says anybody that oh man, what does he say? He says anybody that doesn't think that Bitcoin is the future, doesn't know Bitcoin or whatever, hasn't never researched Bitcoin. Natasha Prince. Hey, how you doing, Natasha? We're just talking about XRP here. You got any questions? Any concerns? You invested? If you're not, you have until 6/13. You better buy. But yeah, what is that guy's name? I don't know. He's really popular. He gets out there and he says anybody that doesn't think this about Bitcoin, doesn't understand Bitcoin. Well, it's all regulated. I don't care what he says. It's all regulated. They know where the Bitcoin's going. And somebody created it, somebody sold it, and that contradicts the Howey test in the United States. And yeah, of course they can say, well, we don't care what America says, but this stuff is all, it's non-regulated. It's not a security, but world governments all work together. I don't care what anybody says. All the world governments work together. They all want the best for their people, right? The United States wants the best for their people. China wants the best for their people. Canada wants the best for their people. So the presidents, they're all talking together. They probably meet every once a week and say, hey, what's the best? Heck yeah. Top 10%. What does that mean? You're top 10% XRP holder? Yep. Diamond hands too. I understand that. I am too. I'm a top 10% holder. Like I said, I wish I could have got more, but my wife, she got mad at me because I was buying too much. So hey, as long as I'm top 10, I'm good. But yeah, XRP is going to take over. It's going to take over Bitcoin for sure. For sure. And people are going to see, that it's all regulated. And even Brad Garlinghouse said it on, that's what I love watching videos that Brad Garlinghouse comes out on. He does these conferences and stuff. And there's some of these videos and he says, absolutely Bitcoin is regulated. He says, you have to fill out a KYC, a know your customer. Bam, right there. You have to fill out a KYC. There's no way around it. Doesn't matter where you go, you have to fill out a KYC, a know your customer. So that tells you right there, Bitcoin's regulated. They know where it's going. So, I don't know, the world governments or whoever these Bitcoin maxis are, they're trying to make us believe that Bitcoin is the only what is it? Non-security. Yeah, and Ethereum is the only non-security. No, unregulated. They're the only ones that are unregulated. No, it's all regulated. I don't care what they say. They know where it's going. They know who created it, and it's all going to come out in the future. XRP about to flip USDC for that number 5 spot. Yeah, I believe you. How long do you think it's gonna take to get like 100 USD? It's not gonna take long. I'm telling you right now. We've got till what, 613? If you go to my Google, there's videos of him telling his employees, "Hey, anybody that's investing in this product, if I find out about it, you're fired." Well, that's because he wants to get in before everybody else, right? He wants the money before they get it. Well, he's known all along about this technology. He knows how great this technology is. And now he threatens his employees, you're not going to get ahead. I'm first kind of deal. No. And see, he knows about it. And so, and right now, like back in the day, like 3 years ago, you could Google like what banks use XRP. You would never find JP Morgan. But right now, you can Google it right now and it says JP Morgan. Chase Bank is using XRP. And like I said, I don't care what anybody says. It's all regulated. It's all regulated. JP Morgan owns it and they're going to spend it. And the reason that I believe that XRP is not going to be available on 613 is because I think, in my opinion, that's somewhere around when the court case is going to end, right? So Judge Torres is going to make her decision. That's when the switch of the flip, or the flip, or the switch is going to be flipped, right? The switch is going to be flipped, and institutions are going to start using it. And once the institutions start using it and it gets blasted on social media, and I'm not just talking about like business CBN or CNBC, I'm talking about local Fox News, CNN, Fox World News. When it just goes like worldwide, all over the news, that is when that price is just gonna. But unfortunately, and I'm kind of late. Like I should have got out here and went live a long time ago. Was told people, hey, start buying. And y'all don't know how many people. Like I told, I tell all my friends, my family, I told everybody, I'm like, hey, I've researched this stuff, and I've like researched it for years. And I'm like, hey, this stuff is gonna be just like back when Netflix took over Blockbuster. Y'all seen any Blockbusters lately? Netflix literally wiped Blockbuster off. Blockbuster said, we're too big. We're too big, and Netflix will never take us over. What? You see a Blockbuster? No, because they had the technology. They make things that they served the people. Goes back to what I was saying. Jesus told his disciples, serve the many. If you can find a way to serve people, you will be successful. You will reach greatness. And that's what Ripple XRP is doing. They are serving the many. They're going to make payments, on-demand liquidity. And like I said, a lot of people say, oh, well, I can send money now with the Cash App or with Venmo or what have you. No, you can't. You send money with Venmo, and it's going to show in your bank account. You log online, you go to your bank account, it's going to say pending because it hasn't cleared yet, because they haven't verified it. So it's not clear. With Ripple XRP, you're going to send it, bam, done deal. It's instant. It's either there or it's not there. And you don't have to worry about the banks coming back and saying, hey, that money wasn't good. Give me my money back. You don't have to worry about being deceived by scammers out online or what have you. It's all instant, on-demand liquidity. That's what it is. So, yep, facts. I think so too. Yeah. And I'm just trying to get the word out. We don't have long. We have like what, 12 more days? 12 more days. So if any of you guys, if y'all don't own XRP, and go and buy it. Hey, and do what I'm doing. At first, like I wasn't telling a lot of people. Go and tell people. Tell them. Tell them until your face turns blue. Just go. Hey, go buy it. I'm telling you now, buy it, buy it, buy it. Because, man, when the 13th comes, we're not able to get it no more. That's it. That's it. Then what? Now it's I told you so time. We go to our friends and they're gonna be like, man. And I had a buddy. He called me the other day, said that his friend was telling him about it. I guess I wasn't a good enough friend. He's like, man, Kyle, you remember when you told me about XRP like 2 years ago? And I was like, yeah, I remember. You want some more knowledge on it? I can give you some more. He's like, man, my buddy told me about it, and man, you were right. I'm like, dude. He's like, man, can I still buy it? And I'm like, yeah, you can still buy it. You better get on Uphold. Yeah, you go to Uphold. And I'm telling him about it. I don't even know if he bought it. I bet he didn't buy it. He's got 12 days. My best friend, he's trying to make it over here to my house right now from Mexico. He's gonna buy some. He still hasn't bought it. He needs me to show him how to buy it. I told him, I said, hey, you better get here, Bobo. You better get here. If you don't get here, I told you so, Tom. Because once this lawsuit's over, that's it. But hey, I'm going to end the stream. I've been on here for almost an hour. Appreciate you guys. Natalie Prince, been telling people for 2 years. A lot of people push back. I tell them even owning 10 will bless them. I still tell them every day. That's good. Keep telling them. Just keep telling them. Keep telling them all the way up to the 13th, because we're not going to be able to get it no more. You see those people out there talking about, oh, there's too much supply, and XRP will never go up. In order for it to go up, it's got to be at this market cap. Nah. Ripple has half of their damn XRP locked up in escrow. So now you're at what, 50 billion? So you have 50 billion out there in circulation, right? No telling how many people lost it. And on top of that, big institutions are going to start using it, right? When Chase Bank starts freaking, man, moving these XRPs everywhere, man, that's it. And Bitcoin's talking about, I only got 21 million. I don't care if you subnet that stuff into fractions. 21 million is not enough to supply the world. There's trillions of people in the world. It's not enough. It is not enough for everybody to survive on in this world. That's crazy to think about. 21 million. It's not enough. It's not. It is not enough. And it's going to go away. Bitcoin is going to go away. You need that 100 billion. And XRP has 50 billion of it locked in escrow. This court case, once it's over, they're not going to release it to the public no more. It's only going to be utilized for the institutions. So the people that do have it, like me and you, Natasha, I think you said you had like 2,500 or what have you. And Yakub, I think you said you have 2,500. We're part of the 10%, baby. Part of the 10%. That's it. And 613, things are going to start getting real. Hey, y'all have a good day. I got to get out of here. God bless you. I'll try to go live again. We'll talk some more. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for commenting. Have a good one. You too, Natasha. Stay blessed. All right. Bye-bye.